So let's just jump into the reading. Two things. One is you happen to have two oracle cards jump out. I was pulling one for every sign, but you received two this month. So I will honor that and read the second card. And also, for the spiritual practice for myself, for this season, winter into the spring, I'm kind of doing a spiritual practice of the Imbolc, which is plant medicine and flower medicine and moon and sun energy with the astrological new moons and full moons. So I've decided to do a botanical card for everybody, and what that would represent for them. It's usually it's botanical, so it's a plant or a tree or a flower card that usually comes through for medicinal purposes and for nature and what we might need. Because, you can never get enough nature and energy that exudes. So I wanted to bring that through for every sign as a little kind of treat, little gift for this month. Okay, so let's start off with your reading. So, you have two fours here. You're coming into the reading feeling a little bit frustrated. The Four of Cups is a card of gratitude. And you see him looking at, like, a cup is being handed to him, like from the hand of the angels or God. And he's kind of like bored. So this could be, you could be coming into a time where you don't feel too inspired. You might feel a little bored. I'm not saying you're feeling ungrateful, but you might be feeling like you have a lot of time on your hands and you don't have enough money to really splurge and go out and, shake off that boredom. So you're coming in feeling a little uninspired to this month. I feel like a lot of Taurus is here with the Hermit card and the Four of Swords. So we have 3 fours on the board, and fours in numerology, in reading, and in the metaphysical world fours are about your security and your foundation, your home, the 4 pillars that create an environment for you. So I feel like maybe some of you could be finding some new place to live, or maybe you're kind of bored and where you're living is outdated, or you want to, just make a move, right? So you have some of that energy here in February, and there's good opportunity in this proposal here. So, there's opportunity to really get your life going, maybe make more money, maybe, always be grateful for what you do have, right? Forget about what you don't have, because, tomorrow's a new day, and today is today, and yesterday is in the past. So you just want to focus on what you do have and be grateful. Feel that, gratitude. Just put that forth, because some of you could be finding that you're creating more sacred space to go in and find more light for your inner self, what you want, what truly makes you happy. What is it that you want to purchase that would completely make you really happy, right? Sometimes it's not the monetary, it's about what's going on within us. And I think you're feeling some of that this month. You do have the Temperance card, and usually, yes, this is your spirit guides and angels and blessed energy that's around you, that's been kind of protecting you and guiding you. It's faith, but on the surface, on the face of this card, it's about patience. It's about moderation with everything, whether it's spending, eating, overindulging. The Temperance card wants to come through and, get balanced. It wants you to balance out whatever is overdone. You have Taurus energy, so you're about the 5 senses. You're about the smell and the what you hear and what you see is, the 5 senses are always activated with Taurus. But you're the bull, you got that, a little bit of that stubborn streak. So if you feel overindulgent, or you feel like you just want to, get some patience, take everything in stride with moderation, right? You really want to work with that energy. So I feel for some of you, you're kind of finding some time and to create that space that's needed for you to really go within and seek out what it is that you value, what you desire, what you really want. What do you want? Do you want to, some of you might find that it's about relationship and love. Some of you have maybe love coming back into your life after being separated for a long time. So for some of you, this could be setting up a happy home with someone from your past or someone that's coming through, or maybe a son or a daughter coming home from school. Or the Page of Wands could be your partner, a relationship that's, coming back through. Again, I really feel like some Tauruses are finding like a place to live, or something like that's coming through. Maybe new job, new opportunities with job. So anything that it takes to create a happy home. There's been a lot of unhappy home, maybe, feeling some like you don't have a home, or empty nest, or you're feeling some friction or tension when it comes to finding that place that really creates the stability and the structure in your life that you really desire and yet you want at the same time. You desire it and you need it, right? Some of you, this could be not feeling down, maybe the common cold, or feeling some, overstimulation, like maybe some of you haven't worked in a while, or you're feeling a little bored and displaced. So that could really come through. And if you've taken too long of a rest, it's time to get back out into the world and, nose to the grindstone. But yet for some of you, this could be calling to take a rest and heal the body. The Hermit and the Four of Swords, like that. There could be someone around you that maybe had a brief hospital stay, or they get well, or you get well and you come through the common cold or a flu, things like that, you're coming through a time of maybe feeling better. Now, for those of you who haven't felt better, get better in the health. And we're going to look at your botanical card too, to see what the medicinal aspect is. But I'm feeling like warmer weather could help you out with that. So depending on where you live, maybe some of you might, get to warmer weather and more sun. Some of you might have had some altercation or argument within a family. Of course, some of that energy settles. Or maybe somebody in your family doesn't want you with someone else that's in someone else's. There's definitely like a competitive energy within families here. So if that resonates for you, it's not going to resonate for everybody. But I feel like some of the dysfunction within a family is got some backlash with this Page of Wands. So again, it could be with your kid, it could be with your grandchild, it could be with a partner or relationship or a parent. So you're going to feel some of that upheavaled energy a little bit in the month of February. But just remember what you're grateful for, what you do have. Meditation could really be good for you for this month. Again, for you, Taurus, with the Aquarius sign, this is about working and career and your social status, building yourself kind of up. And, don't worry about what you don't have. Like, money seems okay. You're going to get by. You're going to do your thing. So, don't sweat the small stuff. You really just got to have gratitude, prayer, be, blessed. Your heart is filling some space, and, there's no crumbling. The world isn't crumbling down. All looks really good and secure. It's just you got some processing, some spiritual processing, some faith, maybe some past memories, photographs, healing some, maybe people who've passed on. You're healing some of that energy, and maybe feeling their presence or their spirit coming through to you. Some of you might be getting a proposed to or asked, to make a commitment to. Maybe some of you from this Page of Wands. There could be location move, property move, moving in with somebody. Could be your BFF too. There's a lot that it's broad because it's a general reading. If you'd like a private reading, just reach out. I still have year ahead readings that I'm going to offer until probably the end of March. So if you'd like a personal reading, I'll leave my information below. And two, you can join me on Patreon. That gives you a weekly pick a card by video file. It is a subscription service, so you can also join me on that too. All right, let's take a look at your botanical card first because I'm curious to see what you got. Oh, you received hawthorn. Okay, so this is the hawthorn tree. It's like a bush, and it's about sacred energy, sacred circles, like spiritual practices of sacred. Witches do, use a lot of hawthorn. They do. They really do. That's cool. I think the hawthorn berry is May, and you're a Taurus, so that could have something to do with May. Let me take a quick look at its symbology of this berry. Okay. Okay, so this is about, it's sacred because of its prominent place in the magical tradition of the legends and the lore associated with it. How does the word sacred apply in your life? Your value system can be sacred. It helps you create a hierarchy of importance and place an emphasis on whatever is most valuable in your life. Personal rituals, objects, and spaces can be an aspect of this oracle property. Creating sacred space for yourself, either with a meditative practice, physical objects, or an important part of self-care. It's a pivotal and enabling connection with creativity to your deeper self. The Taurus magician and the high priestess are very reminiscent of this plant, as they too stand in the threshold between worlds, and they marshal a strength and power from both the seen and the unseen realms. The other names for this is May Blossom, May Thorn, Quicken Thorn, White Thorn, and Mother Earthy Haw. The oracle property is sacred. So this is a May flowering plant. Hawthorn is the tree of Beltane. Beltane is a holiday celebrated on the 1st of May, in a time when it is said that the seen and the unseen worlds meet. That means the realm and the realm and earth. Hawthorn plays a strong role in many folkloric traditions and is considered a sacred tree to the fairies, as well as the wood of choice and the witch's broom. There are many historical accounts of artistic depictions of the fairy queen emerging from the hawthorn bush. Planted in a round circle, hawthorn grows were the setting of choice for goddess-centric rituals performed by the female practitioners in Druidism. Wow. So this is like a May plant. That's right in line with reading for my Tauruses right here. That's really unbelievable. And it's also used for jellies, jams, syrups. So the plant includes both bushes and trees, and it has berries that are similar tasting to ripe apples. You can use the petals of the flowers in salads, sometimes in wine. It's medicinal as far as the compounds promote cardiovascular health. So how does that apply to you, Taurus? If there's any resonation, that's really sweet. Okay, let's take a look at your guidance. This was the first card that come out. Oh my goodness. This is so wow. All right, so the sacred card definitely goes with the hermit that's creating the sacred space, going within to find more light. And don't be afraid. Like, create that. You don't want to see situations reoccur. So that's what the Hawthorn is trying to tell you right there. Any old wounds and old things you don't want to come about again. You've already been through that once. And the Four of Cups is the gratitude card, and you just received appreciation. Look how pretty she is. So she is holding a flower. Card number 15, new beginnings. New beginnings in the 1, new identity for you. And the 5 is about kind of chaos, what you've been through, and it creates a sense of freedom. Together, it creates number 6, and in numerology, that's harmony with finance, with family. It's a harmonious place to be with a number 6, and you have a 6 on the board. So let's read appreciation for you. It's such a pretty card. Okay. All right. Appreciation. This woman enjoys the scent and beauty of a single blossom. Well, you're a Taurus. You would too. Yet around and behind her are bramble bushes. She can be focusing on these, worried that she might get caught up in the prickly branches of difficulty. Instead, she's pausing to experience the blessing of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice and on the tiny buds waiting to open up. This card upright is telling you that you have much to be grateful for. And like the flowering bush behind the woman on the card, there is more to come that you can't yet see. Congratulate yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation. This decision will shift your consciousnness from lack to value, and it's guaranteed to bring more worth and richness of life to you. Isn't that so nice? That's very nice. Have gratitude, appreciation. You're finding a new self-identity emerging. And I think around your birthday, your solar return is when this is really going to kick in for you. And you also have the sun. This is the second card that came out. It's card number 1. Beautiful card. Some of you might be, having a baby. This is about babies, having a baby. This is commitment. This can be relationship. The sun is usually a card of marriage. So it's just like the world is your oyster with the sun card. It's the sun is illuminating. And when the sun is in Taurus around your birthday time, this can be quite a beautiful spring for you. And you also had, Beltane is one ritual, and, coming into the springtime and the time of your birthday, you're going to be feeling very good, appreciative, grateful. You're not going to sweat the small stuff, and you're not going to be into a time of that. You're going to be feeling the patience and what needs to come through for you to create this happy, illuminated light that's on you. You've come a long way, right? Let's take a look at the sun. That's the first card in this deck. But the tarot deck comes with the sun too. So let's take a look for you. I love the sun card. This brings blessing to you on earth. And this card tends to blessings in your own life as well. The sun nurtures the earth by bringing new life in the spring and summer. This is your time for new beginnings. See, new life, this could be a birth in May too. This is your time for new beginnings, the onset of nurturing, new light into your life, the light of the divine inspiration and personal growth. It often